Hi there, everyone. Welcome back to Hobby Ever After. It's me, Eric,
And Elsie.
and we are here to discuss the top 10 board games of 2025 that we played. Now, some of them are new. Some of these games are not new to 2025. Just to put that out there, these are games that we only just finally got to play in 2025. Some of these games we've had for longer before 2025, but they sat on the shelf of shame. But now we've gotten to play it.
Yes, indeed. But before we get into our top 10s, we have some statistics because love statistics. So according to BGG and Board Game Stats, we have 126 base games and 21 expansions. So that's pretty fun. And our shelf of shame or opportunity is at 33. So could be worse, but
Actually, it's down to 32 since we played Unmatched yesterday.
true. It would be down to 32.
Yeah, so we are down to 32. Ha ha ha.
Yes, and I'll let you talk about that because that's your
Yeah.
mostly thing.
All right then. So I'm mainly, like as I've said before on this channel, I'm a big Kickstarter guy. I like Kickstarters, and the same with GameFound, which is Kickstarter adjacent, I guess. But so far we have backed, or me and her, we have backed 8 Kickstarters this year, and we are still waiting on 8. So I'm gonna go through the list, and maybe you guys comment down below if you Kickstarted any of these, or if you are waiting for any of these games, or have any questions about these games.
Waiting on 7, you mean?
Oh yes, waiting on 7. So we've kickstarted. Oh dear.
Did you add Fable Fury on there?
No.
Okay. So 9. We've
9.
kickstarted.
9. Just go through at the bottom how many we're waiting on. So we kickstarted A Place for All My Books by Kurt Covert, and we have received that. That's one that we actually played this year. Flamecraft Duels by Cardboard Alchemy was received. Cryptotheria by the company's called Cryptotheria too, which was interesting. That should be coming in May 2026. Restless Spirits by Sneaky Rascal Games, coming 2026. Immediate Murder Professionals, the Imp game from Hell of a Boss from Creatus Games, will be coming in April 2026. Garden Trilogy, which is a set of 3 games, will be coming in 2026, and that's by Uchibokoya. Dice Vanguard by Dice coming in August 2026 as well. The Everdell Emerald by Tycoon Games, estimated July 2026. Mystic Moon from Unstable Games, that was through GameFound. No date on when that should be, at least that I could find so far. So yeah, and we are waiting on, and then Fable Fury, she did as well.
Yes.
And we have received that.
Yes, and we've played it together once, and
We actually played it together twice.
Or did we?
Yeah, we played it together twice, because then
Oh yeah,
I
because we
tried
were like, let's try again.
Yeah. Yep. And so then going down the list, here, you can do the stats.
Okay, so there seems to be some sort of inconsistency between Board Game Geek and Board Game Stats and whatnot. In terms of how many games we each played, Board Game Stats says that I played 135, 82 of them which were 2-player, and 31 of them were solo. But Board Game Geek, if I went through and counted, says 150, so don't know.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of different games I played was either 64 or 71. The amount that were new to me was 38, and my most played was Harmonies with 33 plays.
Mm-hmm.
And overall, I won about 48% of the games that I played.
Hey.
So, do you want to do yours, or do you want me to keep going through mine, or?
Just let that be known. That means I won 52% of those games.
No. It was not all with you.
No, probably like 50%. Going on to that, I guess we should go into our personal top 10s.
You gotta do yours.
Oh, you did mine. It says here that I played 117 games total, 85 with Elsie. Most played was Harmonies with 20 plays, and then I won 48% of those games.
So yeah, I don't have as many stats for him because he doesn't have his own account and whatever, so I just went through and did my best. And also, I had to take some of his from an old account, and he's made a new account and try it. So next year, hopefully it'll be better.
Yeah. Got got it. So shall we move on to the top 10?
Indeed.
Got it.
We've all been waiting for.
Yep.
And surprisingly, we did not have any crossovers. I've seen
No.
a lot of these with couples and whatnot, and they have a lot of crossovers. We had none.
Yeah.
So, my number 10 is Amber Heart. Was this a Kickstarter?
It was a pre-order. I was looking at that. It didn't really. It wasn't super like a Kickstarter. It was like more of a pre-order.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But yes, this was very good. We played it at 2-player, and we think it would be really good at 4-player. I'm trying to remember. Like, I know that you are trying to become like a dragon trainer, and you're sending out little like people discs to do certain tasks for you. And yes, I definitely want to play it again. I don't remember a whole lot, but I remember that I very much enjoyed it. So it is my number 10.
Yeah, no, it was a very fun game, very unique game.
Yes, by Mind Clash Play.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So for my number 10 game, we only got to play this once, and we played it at our local game store, is Finspan from Stonemaier Games. A very fun and wonderful game. The third within the Span universe, as it is all around fish. And it goes down into the different levels of the ocean, like surface level, the coral reef, and then the deep dark below. This was a very fun game that we played. We got it then on sale at Target. We have not played it since then, but definitely we've been wanting to play it. We just played Wormspan with the expansion the other day, Wingspan just 2 days ago with the Asia expansion, and definitely want to try out this and make our own little rankings and stuff like that. But that's my number 10.
Yeah, for sure. That one's definitely interesting. It has like the vertical boards, and yeah, I think the community consensus is that that one is the easiest out of the three.
Yes.
But we might disagree with the community on the other two. But we'll get there.
Yes.
So my number 9 was something that we talked about before, and it's very heavy and very large because the production quality is amazing. Fable Fury, which was at least in part made by Captain Sparkles, and it is very great. We have Dracorath Jr., Destroyer of Worlds, something like that, the little baby dragon. And basically, it is a dungeon crawler board game. You have cards that you put out face down, and you go through, and you have certain things that let you preview a card, like, oh, let's not go there. And yeah, the goal is to get through 3 levels. You have to find the portal and the shrine of every level. And yeah, then there's like a gift shop where you buy certain things, and then there's a bunch of items and abilities that you can do. Yeah, I'd say one of the only things that I don't super like about it is just how little inventory you have, and like how your coins go in the same places as your items. So like you can only have coins in 2 items rather than, but yeah. Other than that, and the fact that it's pretty hard, I like it.
Yeah. It is definitely a difficulty game because each one gets a little bit more difficult. The more players you have, the more difficult it gets. Very fun.
I would argue that the more players you have, the less difficult it gets, because like they do scale like the health and the damage and whatever depending on how many players you have, but if you have more players, you have way more items and abilities available to you throughout, which is definitely needed.
Yeah. So coming in at number 9 for me is The Footsteps of Darwin. We got this game a very long time ago. We have not played it until a couple months ago. It is from Sorry, We Are French. It is a very wonderful game. It is where you are taking upon an exploring task where you are going across the sea, discovering different animals, different creatures of all sorts, from mammals to insects to avians and such. As the board has a very unique way of where you sort of like place around, you get your creatures, you place them down, and you try and lay out like if it's by color, and then that's like where the creature came from. Maybe it's by like each of the columns have that for the different creature types. There's little like side quest things that you can do and stuff like that. It's very fun, very good. We only played it at 2 player, and it is very fun. It's 2 to 5 players, and my only complaint is that it's too short. It's definitely a very faster game, which is good, but it's definitely very short. Where then we played our own like little variation where we were like, it's this many tiles, and we just kept on playing. It was super fun that way too.
Yeah, we were saying like if the table presence was smaller, it would be a really good like easy game
Oh
to
yeah.
play like for breakfast or like coffee or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yes. So my number 8 is One Deck Dungeon. This little box right here. It's a whole game with cards and dice, and that is all you need. Or actually no, there's like a scoring pad, I think. Yeah, cards and dice, and then this is for like if you want to do like a campaign mode, basically, so that you can level up your skills as you're going. Yeah, I got really into it for a little while, and our currently best, highest viewed video is currently my 1 minute review of this. So if you haven't seen that, that's up here. But yeah, so I definitely want to play it again. This is another hard one for sure. I think I've only won once, maybe. But yes, it is very good. I recommend.
And my number 8 was Dice Throne Outcast. One of the newest Dice Thrones, since Vanguard was on Kickstarter and will be coming out. Dice Throne Outcast, where it comes with a witch, a raven lady, a werewolf, and the headless horseman. And so this is much more spooky Halloween themed, and it came. Did it come around Halloween, or did it come like a
I
little
feel
bit
like it
before?
came after.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, around there.
Yeah, because the world is the place. It's very fun. Me and Elsie, I played the Pale Lady Werewolf, and she played the Raveness, is that's her name, where I was switching between a werewolf and a human side, having different cards that go along with the moon tiles, dealing traps and damage to her, where you were using a raven to peck at me, and you were slowly stealing away my combat points and my health. Which, wow, rough. But yeah, no. And we are going to try out the Headless Horseman and the Necromancer at some point. Very fun, very good. As on the par of other Dice Thrones, I definitely feel like might be above the Marvel one. I had a lot more fun. Very fun, very unique. Just yeah, really good.
Yeah, and at least for the 2 that we played, I would say that they were pretty well balanced. Whereas I feel like some of the Marvel matchups that we did was like, oh, Captain Marvel can do way more damage than like Black Panther or like whatever. So.
And you would think Black Panther Vibranium, he can take it. He can't.
Yep. Okay, so number 7. I did not bring our giant box version. I just brought a little thing to show.
One of our extras that I got.
Everdell. Yes, the whole Everdell saga we are big fans of. We need to play them more. And yes, we have not played any of the Everdell expansions yet. Just because, I think honestly, because the box is such a beast. But I definitely want to. And yeah, basically Everdell is a worker placement engine builder game where you are getting resources, and some places multiple people can go, some places only one person can go, so you can go and take the only stone and block the person and be like, why did you do that?
Yeah. It's also a bit more faction as well, as there are like different classes or fictions. There's like historian, there's the farmers, there's the royalty, there's the bandits, and then there's also the circus people as well.
I think I like it because I've come to realize that I like engine builder games and worker placement games where there is the possibility for, what is the word I'm looking for? Not accessible, but like able to change your strategy.
Versatile, yeah.
Yeah, like the versatility, or like, yeah, just the ability to, depending on what comes up, to like kind of shift your strategy.
I hope you think of the word later as you're editing it. Put it in bubbles.
Yeah, probably.
For mine, I have what I believe is the fastest Kickstarter to ever get out to me. and that is a place for all my books. A wonderful game from Smirk and Dagger Games. It is a It is a four-player game, where you're basically 1 to 4. Sorry, 1 to 4 player game where you're basically just like a teenage person, a young person, and you're getting a bunch of books. And you have a little apartment because that's all you can afford, and you have to figure out where to put your books. Like maybe they're a little bit more into the living room, or they're in your room, and there's different kinds of books. There's different colors of books, I should say, and there are different sort of stacking techniques you can use depending on like your little set goal or different like other goals that you pick up and stuff like that.
Yes, and the other important part of it is that you are an introvert, so you only
Yeah.
have so much energy to go
Yes.
outside, and then you need to
Yes.
come back.
Yes.
Which,
Yeah, that's beautiful.
very good.
Yeah. I gotta say, the art of this game is very well done. The game itself was very good as well. I felt as though it was very nice. It didn't feel like you would meet. It didn't feel as much as like rival game as it was just. It was a good game to play,
Mhm.
but it's not cooperative either. You were trying to get the most points from your set stack of books and stuff like that. We got the deluxe edition and came with wonderful bookmarks, little quotes and stuff like that. Very well done.
Yeah, I think that's something that we like very much so in games is that like almost like solo puzzle building, but like there's still interaction between each other, but
Yeah.
like at the end of the day, like you're trying to like build your own thing.
Yeah, yeah. It's. I think that's why I like Vilnius, because I'm getting to do my own thing within this Disney universe, but I get to screw her over. Alright, so we are up to already number 6.
Alrighty, my number 6 is Wormspan,
Mhm.
which is all about dragons and worms and Loong and all of those wonderful things. The community generally says that this is harder than Wingspan, but we were just playing Wingspan Asia, and like obviously it was our first time playing with that one, and we haven't played Wingspan in a little while. But I don't know, something about that one just feels a little bit more clunky, and I feel like they really fixed a lot of stuff with Wormspan.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just really like, because you're really able to be like, okay, I really need like an amethyst right now, and like, okay, how can do I have a dragon that can give me that? Can the guild tracker give me that? And yes, it is just really great. All of the dragons are beautiful.
Yeah. And point of order, we also did not play Wormspan very often. Then we pulled out because, Merry Christmas, I got her the expansion for it, like she had wanted, and we played with it, and it was so much easier to play with that expansion, to switch out the certain cards, to place down the new board tracker and stuff like that, the guild tracker, than it was with Asia, where Asia, it's even meant to be a standalone game and stuff like that, and we played it just as that, but we found it more difficult than this. Like the Wormspan expansion is sort of the same, but it's not meant for two. It's like not a standalone game itself, but it added on a lot more that we found a lot easier and enjoyed a lot more than we did with Asia.
Yeah, I think the expansion added like fledglings or something, which is
Yes.
basically like teenagers, so you could like train them.
Mhm.
Yeah, the only part, like the strategy I never really go for with this is hatchlings, because like they're the only one that needs like milk, and so it's like, well, why would I just gather that certain resource? Or it's a very specific strategy if you want to go that way, but yeah, overall, very wonderful.
Yes, very good, very wonderful game. Now for my number 6, I'm just double checking here. And if any of you are wondering why we're looking down and stuff like that, we're looking down at our Google Docs of stuff. Because no way can we remember all this. Another Kickstarter that I backed quite a little while ago and got, and I went really all in on, Twisted Cryptids from Unstable Games. I love Unstable Games, Cardboard Alchemy, Ravensburger. So whenever I see an Unstable Games for Kickstarter, I know that I'm getting my worth of it. This is in no way sponsored by them, but we get our worth. I feel like a lot of the Kickstarters, they offer the most of what you can get within it. The expansions, standees, shirts, miniatures, and stuff like that. They are a board game company, but they also know like people like to display things. People like alternate playing methods and stuff like that. So yes, Unstable Games Twisted Cryptids is where you are playing as a cryptid. This is the exclusive version, which comes with Nessie and Chupacabra, I believe it is, or Nessie and the Jackalope. They come in a. They're also meant to be like a different like sort of mini expansion too. But with this exclusive one, we got these ones. We have the rest of the expansions out there with standees and playmats. But the game itself, you play as a cryptid. You are trying to hide from researchers, hikers, and hunters. And you have a deck where if you are in an area with too many of those people, or your opponent has done something as well, because you're trying to stay hidden as well, but they can make you react so that way they can get away. So you have this stack of deck, and sometimes it's like, oh, they didn't find you. It's a branch, and you layer the deck too. You know more. You should know like how the deck goes and stuff like that because you made the three separate piles and then put it together. But it's like sometimes you're not there, but then you get a scare card where you do reveal yourself, and it scares off the people watching you and stuff like that. It's a very I was even thinking about how to explain this game. I don't really know how to explain it without looking at the rules and doing it from it. It's not a complicated game. It's just very unique in how it works, and that's what makes it on my top 10 that we played this year because it's uniqueness, my love for it, and also unstable art is just cute and funny.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, did you do like the
Oh, yes.
holographic
Yes,
thing?
and this has a very interesting, unique holographic where it is like they are in the shadows watching you, and then they are cute, fluffy creatures spotted in the light. They're like, oh, hi.
So, my number 5, halfway through, is Villainous. Just overall, we just picked this Treacherous Tides one to show off because it's the newest one. We did play it once, and it was good and fine. Yeah, I don't know if I have a specific favorite villain. I know I have a least favorite, which was Pete. But yeah, just Villainous, I feel like it's a classic, but if you don't know, it is like you have your own board that has 4 locations on it, and you have your person, you have to go back and forth between different places to do certain things. You have like power tokens that you spend to play cards, allies, items, stuff like that. And like he said, you can screw each other over by playing fate cards into their realm, I think it's called.
Yep.
And yeah, it's just a lot of fun, very Disney, very good. Yeah, I remember King Candy was fun. That one was different because you have to like go around the racetrack. And yeah, I just played Mother Gothel. That one was pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, you played Tamatoa from this one against me as Davy Jones, which were both 2 longer games, I feel. As they both had to have a lot, and we were not getting to our objectives that well that in that round. And then yes, you played Pete as well while I was playing Facilier, and that did not work out well for you.
No, it did not.
And so moving on to mine. We actually just played this last night, so it's a late addition to it. And it's like, why is this your number 5? Not only did I win, but I won in the most poetic way possible. It is unmatched. Slings and arrows. And as you can see on the box, we have Shakespeare, Hamlet, The Wayward Sisters, and Titania. We played yesterday because it was snowing out. We couldn't go anywhere. We were like, let's just play a game. And so she played, of course, her beloved crazy hero Hamlet, and I played the creator himself, Shakespeare. And what's very unique about Unmatched, because we even have a Marvel one, I've been noticing that there's a lot more of them out there. They actually leave the shelves too and stuff like that. Like I see people restocking them, or sometimes they put the older ones on clearance and they're gone. But it is what you sort of said, almost like a chess game as well, of strategy and of cards, as you go around this board and you challenge the other fighters or the fighters like sidekicks and stuff like that, and you each lay down a card. The attacker would lay down an attack card or a dual card of attack and defense, and then you would lay down the defense or the dual card, and then it would just pop up, effects would happen, and it was all, and then damages taken or distributed, and was good, quick, and easy. And that was really nice since we had sort of been thinking like, oh, we don't want a long game, but we also just need to play. And so I think this will motivate us to play more. Where I played Shakespeare, who is what I love about games and stuff like that. So if you have like a second thing going on, so whenever I would attack her or defend against her, something would be added to my um, poem of syllables, and so then I would be building a power to do this one last final effect, whether it be drawing a card, gaining health, or even getting to deal an obscene amount of damage to my opponent out of nowhere. It was beautiful and amazing, and that is my top five.
Yes, it was definitely fun. And my number four, um, we first played this at our LGS on a game night, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so we played it at 4 people, which is good. I think it maybe, well, no, I would say it's good at 2 or 4, I would say.
Yeah.
We haven't played it at 3. But yes, River of Gold, and I realize I haven't been saying the by Office Dog. And in this one, you are basically going down the river in your ships. You have 2 ships, and you are talking to merchants and nobles and monks using, I think it's called like divine power or something, in order to give yourself more actions. In order to get renown or reputation with like different clans, basically.
Yep.
Like that's a way to get you points. Like there's just a lot of different ways to get points. And so yeah, it's just really cool and interesting. Yeah, gathering different resources and claiming your own businesses along the river. So when somebody else stops there, you get something in return, and like you can double up on somebody else's business. And it's just,
Yeah.
I really like it.
Yeah, no, it's a very, very complex game. Like the first time we played it, I was not super happy about it. I was like, wait a minute, this is happening. Wait, but this and then that. Wait, why? And then the second time we played it, it went a lot better. I feel too because it also was just us. We had sort of known how to play it. But yeah, no, a very fun, good game, very popular game as well. Because even on the game night, one of the guys had asked the owner of the LGS, hey, can I buy this game? And he's like, we still might have one on the shelf, but otherwise orders are really backed up. And so yeah, that was the problem. Like this game was getting bought, sold everywhere, and I just managed to find a copy of it at another game store in Minnesota, which she could pick up on the way back from work. So got that for her birthday, and there we go. Yeah, but very fun, good game that yeah definitely want to play again. So for my fourth game, it was Everdell Duo, another duo game that we got to play. It is by Starling Games or the tabletop tycoon games, one of the two. It is a two-player game where you're playing in a world of Everdell, but it's sort of based around these two different icons of the sun and the moon. But where like I'm a turtle mayor trying to start up. It's like based on the tortoise and the hare, like who can be the fastest to the finish line to get their town up and running and stuff like that. Where I was the tortoise and you were the hare. It sort of goes through the game. It's head to head. You're building structures, gaining characters and stuff like that. It's a very fun, very fast game as well that I really enjoyed. Very beautiful design. Another sort of unique take on the Everdell world.
Yeah, and it looks like it apparently also has a solo mode, so that's cool.
Yes.
I'll have to try that out at some point.
Oh yeah. Yep. Oh, I held it upside down.
So yes, my top 3 are honestly, it's going to be difficult to knock these out of my top 3, or like at least my top 5 probably, for any game, because I've just loved them either for so long or got super obsessed with them. So in this case, my number 3 is Betrayal at House on the Hill. Specifically, I only have 2nd edition, but this year we played 3rd edition. It wasn't too different. There were a couple new things that I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. But yeah, basically you are building a haunted house, and you are going through it as explorers, and you are gathering items and omens, which are powerful, but if you get too many of them, you start a haunt where, depending on which omen you found and what room you're in, tells you who the traitor is. And sometimes it's a secret traitor, but a lot of the time it'll be like the person who found the item or the person with the highest intelligence or whatever. So they take the traitor book and they go and read that scenario while the rest of the people, the heroes and everything, stay back and read their scenario. And then, yeah, you all come back and you try and battle it out, see if the heroes or the traitor can win. And yeah, it is very fun, thematic. I've played it a whole lot because, yeah, there's a ton of different scenarios, opportunities. Yeah, there was I didn't play it this year, but Widow's Walk, I think, expansion had a scenario that was Hamlet, where you were like trying to like fight Hamlet. That one was really fun. But yeah, and I really want, hopefully, to get Betrayal Legacy. I played that a little bit before, which is the campaign version, and that was really fun. But you need like at least 3 people. So yeah, but very good.
Yes, very good. Upon my top 3 is another Kickstarter that I did. It is Critter Kitchen from Cardboard Alchemy. The same artist, Sandra Tang from Flamecraft, as she does a lot of their works. Critter Kitchen is all around this bistro that is trying to compete against other restaurants, where you have a hamster, a lizard, and a boar, and maybe a sous chef you pick up along the way if you go to the college, and you guys go out during the day, get ingredients, you make dishes at the end or with cards that you get, and it's all very lovely and well done. The main goal is to, at the end, to try and appease the critic, because that's where you get a bunch of bonus points and stuff like that. And it's very fun, very unique. How it works is when there are like different locations where you can get food. There's the night market that will give out like random food. There are regular places that you sort of know what food will be there. There's the soup market, there's the college. But how it's done is that you don't know where your opponent is putting their pieces. So you take cards where it shows the location and you have them sort of like set up behind there. And you show like, I'm sending the boar who can take up to 3 items to the night market. But he will get to choose last, since it goes hamster, lizard, and boar to pick up things. Whereas the hamster can only pick up 1 thing, but maybe that's the bread you need, because that's all you need is bread in this game to win. Yeah, let's not go into that. But yeah, the 3rd game, very well done, very good. One of the games that we actually did record of, but we never. It's so long too. We kept on having to go back, checking rules, checking all that. It just was a lot to do and whatnot. But definitely one that we really want to try and get back into.
Yeah, for sure. My only really gripe with it is just I don't know if the tiles are like that in the regular version. We got the deluxe version, but they're just so slippery, and you're supposed to like put them all on these like tiny little plates, and like your little board thing that you're supposed to put them behind is so small, and I'm just like, oh my god, everything just kept knocking over. It drove me nuts. But other than that, it was good. Alright, so my number 2 game, if you haven't already guessed by my shirt, would be Doomlings. And I actually do not have the original box because I had to get a bigger thing because we have like almost all the expansions because I'm obsessed. But anyway, Doomlings is a card game where you are basically just running to the end of the world. And you have different eras and ages that you play with cards that give you different stipulations and things, like you can't play purple cards this round, or your gene pool goes up or down, which your gene pool is how many cards you will have at the end of your turn. And yeah, basically you are just putting down different traits in 4 different colors and colorless. And yeah, just trying to get as many points as you can. And yeah, sometimes you can steal your opponent's cards, or give them minuses, things like that. Yeah, another one of those games, like I said, that is you can just change your strategy on the fly depending on what cards you get. And yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a very fun game. A lot of expansions though. And a gripe I have with the game is that they offer packs to buy, but it doesn't really make sense. Like, why should this game be in packs to get the foil. I get it's also like a collecting game. It's a very diverse, wide range game that is very unique in itself. Yeah. But now for my number two of the game is a. I saw the Kickstarter for it. It was like, oh, I've heard of this game, and got the base game along with it as well. It is Flock Together from Sea Cow Games. A wonderful little beautiful game where you are playing as a chicken on a ranch or another sort of avian. Most of them are chickens. There's a turkey. There's another like rooster sort of creature there. But you are trying to survive on the farm and you're venturing out and you're taking down bandits who are who are sort of impeding your way of life here on the farm. Where you first start out with three different other villains. And after each season, they will get stronger. Like I believe in the first season we took out the snake, and then in the second season there was a hawk and there was a fox, and each of the villains has their own thing. But once you defeat all three, and you still have the one season to go, it will show the main big boss at the top, and that's a random creature. They have no idea who it is. And when we played this, we got screwed over. We got the owl who says you can't do anything while this season's out, and it's like, yeah, no, that's the last season where it actually matters. But yes, he's a very fun game, very interesting. We sort of played it a little bit more loosely, I feel like, because we weren't in certain areas or we were outside or we were inside. Definitely probably a lot better at multiplayer though and stuff like that too. The expansion for it is also very fun. We decided to take a look at it. It seems very fun, very punny.
Yes, I was gonna say lots of puns. If you like puns, this is a game for you.
Yeah.
And yeah, I actually played it solo as well afterwards because it did really pique my interest. And I was able to win that one. I don't remember which creature was the boss that I fought. But yeah, definitely a lot of good strategy and yeah, just super unique with like the booklets for the characters, like and how you like level them up and everything.
Yeah.
It was very interesting. All right, we are on to number one. And my number one,
Sorry.
which you are yawning about, but it was also your most played game of the year, is Harmonies. This beautiful tile placement game where you are building ecosystems and patterns to lure different animals into your habitats, and it is so nice and chill and puzzly. And yes, this one, you can definitely kind of screw with your opponent because you're all taking from the same resource pool, and it's like, oh, I really need a water right now, and they take the only water, and it's like, no!
Yeah. No, a game that we were obsessed with for quite a while, and it was also easy to play on BGG. Even just to take anywhere, it's not that big of a setup. It definitely is like probably will take up like a little coffee table if you're at a cafe and stuff like that. But otherwise, just easy, good, really fun. And the art is beautiful.
Yes, very good, very beautiful. Yeah, lots of different strategies in this one as well.
Praying for an expansion.
Yes, I was just going to say, yeah, it definitely needs expansions. That's why I've kind of fallen off of it a little bit towards the end of the year because it does get a little bit repetitive eventually. But yes, if they add new like terrain types or like a new map layout or animals or everything, that would be so good. So
I feel like they could create like marsh or swampland or desert too. That would be very fun.
Yeah, there's a lot they could do.
Yes. So now for my number one, and it's one that I was obsessed with for quite a while and why we had to go all in for it and stuff like that, is Flamecraft Duels. We played this and we just kept on playing it. We then played with the Fancy Dragons. It got really crazy with the Fancy Dragons, but it was so fun. It's so fun. Like, I've been wanting to play again, and it's just so fun. Like, and the beautiful part of it is that it's so simple and easy to, like, this is revolutionary. The entire game in this, sealed up, the box itself unfolds into the gaming area itself. Extravagant. Amazing. And it's just so fun. It was so fun. But the actual game, how it works, is a tile placement game where you are going up against your opponent, or you can play it solo as well, where you are trying to complete like locations in your hand and stuff like that. Where you're trying to get certain, like maybe it's a meat stone dragon, or meat diamond meat dragon, or a whole straight of green dragons in a row, so you can complete that location, and at the end you'll get points for scoring those locations. It's also very unique about this game is now it introduces the multi dragons as well, and those were super fun to play around with because they just sort of changed up how the board was. Like, oh wait, that can work, that can work, and each of the dragons have their own unique abilities. Like the bakery dragon, just get to play another dragon. Stone moves around dragons. Leaf copies an ability. Amethyst switches. It's awesome and it's really fun. Beautiful art once again by Sandra Tang. I think I am just obsessed with her artwork and stuff like that. It's very cute. It's very calming and relaxing art as well, and you can really picture these little guys in everyday life. So yeah, no, number one game for me.
Definitely very good, very quick, and yes, very lots of patterns. Which the pattern I've noticed is that we like games with patterns.
Yes.
All right, so that was our top 10s. So now we are just going to go into some more stats,
Yeah.
more facts, fun facts
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
other games that we
Yeah.
played.
Yeah, games we were most impressed with the year, our worst games, and then channel sort of goals and stuff like that.
Yes, for sure. So, first, what was your biggest surprise game of 2025? So, like, basically, like, what were you, like, going into, like, maybe with not the highest expectations, then you're like, oh, wow, that was really fun, or... Yeah, it's just basically like that. And for me, I picked Horrified D&D because, yes, we've played almost all of the other Horrifieds. And yeah, so I was sort of just expecting it to be very similar to that, but I just loved how they added in the D20 mechanic. And I really like that there's like the big red dragon thing that we have not done yet that I really want to do. And yeah, I was just really surprised how fun it was. And there's like little teleporters too that can teleport you around, and it's like, oh my gosh. We said it was like very Scooby-Doo.
Yes. Yep. And another great thing about that game is the fact that I really felt like we had a lot more versatility with the extra action cards and stuff like that. I felt like we got a lot more of those, a lot more unique, different ones that sort of weren't even pertain to like certain monsters and stuff like that too. They were even pertain to like the heroes and whatnot, what they could do. And this was one of the horror fights that we got to play as 4 players one night, and that was still really fun and really good too. Biggest surprise game for me was Flock Together. I, of course, like, yeah, I kickstarted the game, but I just didn't see a lot of it online and stuff like that. And just always looking at the shelf, like, was that a good idea? Like, I guess we should play it once before and whatnot. Always had sort of read it and it seemed very interesting. But yeah, no, getting them to play it and really look at it and be within that world itself, really good, really great, really fun. Very unique, of course, very punny as well. But yeah, it was a lot of good laughs. It was a lot of strategizing, like, okay, I'll go over here and get this bug and you get that, and then we'll go up against this big guy and then we'll take him down and stuff like that. Also, very interesting how death works in the game and stuff like that. Like, when you die, it has to take a whole nother player's turn to, like, bring you back up and stuff like that. Or you can just die and come back as a new chicken itself, which is really fun.
So next is, what game did we think had the best production quality or like the best art? And for me, it was a toss-up between Fable Fury and Flamecraft Duels, because obviously, yes, Sandra Tang, we absolutely love the art, and yes, just the production quality, like you said, was just amazing. Like the little lock on the box is like a dragon, and it's just like every little detail was thought of. Incredible. But yes, Fable Fury as well. They just the way that they like engraved the boards so that everything just fits perfectly, and yeah, the art and Because yeah, like for the weapons, like you roll a different amount of dice, and it's like they're in the shape of the weapon. Like if you have a hammer, like however many dice can fit in there is how many you can roll. Like, and so it just makes it really easy to like understand and like play mechanically. But yes, makes the actual game itself is hard.
Mm-hmm. For me, it had to be Flamecraft Duels as well, but also the Flamecraft expansions and everything else that came with it. The plushies, the bookmarks, the expansions for Dragons of the Past, adding in the multi dragons. Very well done, very unique sort of stuff. Little hints and mementos to other things. I feel like Flamecraft itself is a very loved game as well. I've seen people sort of complain about it, and like, yeah, I understand, like, it can be a little bit confusing and whatnot too, but it's a very good game. And now to add in the dual part of it, to add in a two-player game as well, but also more expansion to the game itself, is just very well done. It adds in a lot more competitiveness, a little bit more tricks and ideas as well, and so very impressed by it.
Yep, yep, yep. And now, what was the worst game we played? Just not in terms of like it's oh this game was terrible, never play it.
No.
Just like wasn't great for us.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just sort of this one kind of let me down. I was very excited to play Fog of Love. I just really liked the idea of like make your own rom com because I'm definitely a rom com girl, and like it was good and everything. It took a little bit to set up. I think mostly just because we had a used copy and like the tutorial and everything is like very structured, and so we had to like remake it. You're role playing basically. You have your own little characters, and you have your own like secret life goal, and then you have to go through different fights and
Yeah.
everything like that.
My one quarrel with the game, it wasn't like really even that much role playing, to be honest. It
Yeah.
was like it sort of just gave you these things, but it didn't really allow you, or it didn't have a factor to it where it's like talk to the player like this, or tell you something about yourself, or about that aligns with these traits and stuff like that. Really, nothing like that, which I guess it might be too difficult for. Not everyone can improvise on the fly and stuff like that, but that was something I was expecting for the game.
Hmm. Yeah, wasn't it like each card basically had like three or four options, and you had to like try and match your opponents or something, or like depending on what different options you
Mm-hmm.
chose, either like improved your relationship or just made it worse.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Fog of Love is just a fog in my mind.
Hmm. Yeah, it really
Yeah.
was. So yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit disappointing. I would be interested to try it again at some point, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. For me, and I think the game is good. It's very unique, very interesting, very high level of quality. But it's Fable Fury, where I couldn't wrap my head around, like, wait, so this game wants you to lose. Because it's like, wow, like we didn't even die to the monsters whenever we played. We died to the traps that we either could see or we could not see, and it just was like, oh wait, these items can't help us here, or even the going off of yours, like not enough items, or even getting the chance to get items, like even for like the monetary thing, like to buy, we never got to buy anything because we never got enough gold and stuff like that too. Where I feel like even if you defeat a monster, there should be a higher reward as well.
Yeah, I think it is definitely more created for higher player counts.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yes, I definitely feel that gripe. But
Yeah.
yeah, overall, I've played a lot more like solo games than and like solo games in general are like they want you to lose. So like
Mm-hmm.
when you do win, it's like yeah, I did it. And so yeah, I get that kind of feeling from this
Yeah.
game. Okay, the game on our shelf of shame that I most want to play is Final Girl.
Mm-hmm.
We actually just watched Jamie from Foster the Meeple do a little bit, or her final stream of it actually
Yeah, for Van
today.
Ryder Games, yeah, before they opened their wonderful cafe, which if for some reason you guys are watching this little Go Town YouTube channel, good luck with that. We hope for all the best. And maybe we will get to visit you guys up in Canada. You're just a little bit north of us, but we can get there. We just gotta cross continent, not national lines, not national. Country lines, country lines.
Yes, indeed. That is definitely a dream goal to get up there. But yeah, Final Girl is a solo game. It's like a horror game. You play as there's a bunch of different types of girls and a bunch of different
Hmm.
villains and a bunch of different like locations, and you can mix and match basically all of
Hmm.
them. And yeah, you're just trying to survive and
Yeah.
kill the bad guy.
Hmm. Yes, and all the Final Girls, they're based a lot of them off of movies or old tales. Like, because I was like, oh, that's cool. I wanted to get into solo games. I picked up the Little Red Riding Hood and the Krampus one. Have not played either of them though. They are sitting pretty much still sealed. But they've now recently come out as well. It's like a FNAF one too, which seems very fun, and they play very well with like what's hoary in the world and whatnot. That's really good and unique. But for me, my shelf of shame, my primary is Primates. It is a game based around apes, all sorts of apes, from the biggest to the smallest, all these simians all together. And it's like you're following an evolutionary chain and you're growing bigger and you're creating much more of a monkey mass and stuff like that. Another game is Everbloom. That was another sort of bigger Kickstarter one where it's sort of hybrid creatures and you're trying to play within this world and heal it almost. If I can't super remember, but definitely been sitting there. Seems very fun. It seems like a very unique and fun game, and love the artwork of it as well.
So yeah, this one I didn't have anything written down for, mostly because I'm just not as much in like the Kickstarter sort of space and whatever he is,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't really know what's coming out. But like anticipated releases, things like that.
Mm-hmm. For me, another one to add to this list is the VHS Disney Afternoon board game that I missed out on the Kickstarter just because I'm like, you don't, when you have the money to, definitely go for the Kickstarters, I would say. But if you're like in a tight spot or you're like, I don't know, don't do it. Stay safe. Be careful with your money. The world's a unknown place. But like, yeah, that's a big one that I'm really looking into and a lot for because it has gargoyles, DuckTales, um, Sky Cloud, what Cloud Spinner or something like that. A lot of the older Disney, and it's all in like this weird board game where you can miss and match as well and play through different episodes. It's very fun, very well done. Other ones that we are waiting for is Everdell Emerald, where it seems to be set within a Australian sort of jungle environment as well, and sort of gives me almost Indiana Jones vibes as well. So I think there might be like an exploring mechanic to it, which will be very fun and very unique. I saw a lot of chitter chatter about this, a lot more art postings and stuff like that. I think this might be a really big thing for Everdell right now, is to get back up there. I saw a lot of people like Far Shore, not as much as for Silverfrost itself. I feel as though that one's a little bit underneath the radar, but this one's going to be big. And of course, they have a capybara on the front of it. Who doesn't like a capybara? The Garden Trilogy game. Now, the Garden Trilogy game by Uji Bukoya is three games where it's Ocean Garden, Dinosaur Garden, and like Sky Garden. So it's like birds. Um, and it's where you're trying to create a garden for each of these different types of creatures and whatnot. And what was so beautiful about this Kickstarter itself as well were the stretch goals, the amount of different sort of stuff you got from it as well. And that's another great thing about Kickstarters. You get stuff that maybe they just don't even offer, or it's like an idea. It's like, do people really want that? But then when you see down the comments, oh my gosh, guys, we gotta get up here. Let's go, let's get up here and stuff like that. Um, Also very well done. I love the art. It's all going to be wooden meeples and stuff like that too, which will be very fun. The third game is Cryptotheria, where you are playing mainly in the USA, but I think it even extends into North America. I think it's all of North America, really, maybe. But you're playing as like in this like sort of steampunk world, like noir setting. You're hunting down cryptids from different states and whatnot. And that one I'm also very excited for to play with the different holiday creatures with Krampus, the Halloween Headless Horseman, and the Thanksgiving Wendigo. I think it will be a very fun game.
Yeah, I do want to get back into like watching other board game channels and everything because that was really what kickstarted all of this for me.
Mm-hmm.
No pun intended. Was watching like Foster the Meeple and Kavre and people like that who would show like prototypes and everything, like how to place a prototype, and that would get me like super excited, like Fromage and everything. Like I've been super excited now. I finally got it and like crafting the Cosmos. So yes, I've just been very busy and had other things going on. But yes, 2026, we're really hoping to be a year of board games.
Yes, yes. So definitely a big year for the channel as well because, this year it was going to be that and we were sort of getting into it, but then just a lot of other life stuff. And then we moved, and so now we're here, we're dealing with that, we're navigating this, as probably a lot of people are knowing across the world. It's really tough right now. It's really busy. It's really life is probably at its lowest for a lot of people, especially as we are starting the new year very soon and whatnot. But definitely make those goals and accomplish those goals. I would say, and we are hoping to accomplish these goals.
Yes. For me, I want to play at least one board game a week. And like ideally we like pick them out at like
Mm-hmm.
the beginning of the month or the end of the last month. Like, okay, let's see what we want to play this month. And yeah, I want to try and post at least one video a month. Hopefully a lot more than that. I really want to get back into this, and like now that we have this set up and like
Yeah.
I think we'll really have more
Yeah.
momentum.
Yes. For me, to film and post a board game vid, and that means like even afterwards we maybe have like a little script, notes and stuff like that of what happened during the game, what has changed for the game, house rules and stuff like that that we implemented to make the game more fun. I really want that on the channel. More vids about D&D and personal life. We are both very big D&D people. We now are in a group that runs every other week, a group that runs really every week, and now possibly another group that will run every other week. As we even helped kickstart a little bookstore near us, and the husband of the bookstore loves to run games, and he's introducing people to a lot of RPGs and stuff like that too. And he introduced us to Daggerheart, and so now I hope to run Daggerheart for a group of me and our friends and stuff like that, and see how that goes, and to film that, and not film it but talk about the experience, talk about Descartes, talk about the making of the plan and stuff like that, and to just be more present on the channel as well. As Elsie has really taken on a lot of it, as I've just been sort of the one holding up the camera, thinking of ideas on the fly and stuff like that, but I want to be more of a cemented part of it. And it is also just like I not I'm just everywhere a lot more. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Oh, family needs this. Oh, this is happening. Oh, wait, I don't have the motivation for it. Or this isn't within my autistic central nervous thing right now, too, so I'm not wanting to do it. So, yeah, I'm really hoping to overcome that, to be more part of the channel, so that way then we can both experience this and watch it grow.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I think I also want to try and like diversify the content a little bit more. And
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, I think I'm a little bit ADHD, and so I think I kind of hyperfixate on things. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was really into Greenlight Valley for a little while, and then I got into Epic Mickey, and then I dropped off of that, and then did some board game stuff for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I did nails, which I don't think I'm going to do that on the channel anymore. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just but tell us definitely what you guys want to see,
Yeah.
and that will definitely help us, give us motivation, all that jazz.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, anything you guys want to leave in the comments, good, outstanding, no, bad, sure, it's a free world, but we won't take it to heart. But yeah, we just wanted to make this, and hopefully it starts off great.
Indeed, indeed. All right. If you enjoyed the video, if you could give it a like, we would really appreciate
Mm-hmm.
it. If you would like to join in the hobby ever after,
Mm-hmm.
make sure to subscribe, and
Yeah,
we will see you later.
yeah, see you later, and have a happy new year, everyone. Bye.